and say, I want Josh Taylor and get the Josh Taylor fight because he's hatred. That's right. So anybody on that pipeline right now, that's a big deal.
I talked his ass, but the same day that James Tony came and signed the contract.
Wow.
So I'm talking to Bobo on the phones like this. Look, I got Zab on one phone, I got James on one phone.
What is Crawford gonna do before? He's gonna beat Sean. Everybody listen, he's gonna beat Sean. He's gonna beat Sean. He's gonna beat Sean.
Mike Lewis is the perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Man, why they always doing me like this? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to Let's Talk Sports, y'all. Boxing Talk editions. We got a lot to get into. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it. I always try to keep them short and sweet. Don't want to keep no long, drawn out thing. But we got a lot to get into. What up, what up, what up, what up, man? You know what I mean? We're gonna start with here in the DMV. A lot went on out Vegas, but we're gonna start with the DMV when we had the return of Mr. Gary Russell Jr., you know, and it was a lot of sparks that flew in the ring and a lot of sparks that flew out the ring. But first in the ring, Gary came back, put on a wonderful performance, precision punches. Everything was smooth, everything was accurate, everything was textbook, man. Wonderful performance, man. Got my man out of there. And I mean, for those that want to say he could have got him out there early, possibly he could, but at the same time, he was just making sure he was following his game plan, doing everything he needed to do to get the dub, man. And, you know, shout out to the homie, Big Gary Russell Jr. Now, outside of the ring, it was a little bit of dust up going on between him and, of course, Lamont Roach, which has been going on back and forth for a little while. I ain't gonna lie, that's a fight I would love to see. But he said he want Gary Antoine. I'd rather see him and Junior, but if that was to happen, you know, a little birdie, little something dawned on me last night. Let's say he don't fight Junior and he does fight Antoine. Okay, Antoine, you know, take care of that, then could we possibly get Antoine and Tank? You know what I mean? We don't know. You know what I mean? Let them fight to see who get the Tank rematch. But all in all, man, it's a win-win for the DMV, and they better do it in the DMV. So you know, if he fight Junior or Antoine, let's do it in the DMV, and then we can definitely you know, fill the building up and show love and whatever not. But all in all, wonderful performance, wonderful return by Gary Russell Jr. Look textbook out there, and we'll see which one of them gets in there with Lamont Roach. But now, Twan was also very busy, man, because he had, you know, he ran into Sabril Matias while he was out there. And Matias showed love. Matias had a lot of strong words for the rest of the division, but he gave Twan his respect. You know what I mean? He called T.O. the P word. He called both Devin and Richardson Hitchison chickens. And then when they asked him about Twan, he said, tough fighter, be a good fight, a fight he would like to have. So maybe we can get Twan and Matias. You know what I mean? Maybe, you know, Twan can, make enough noise to, bump with the plans they was trying to do and get in the ring with Matias, and we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Then Alexander Usyk KO Daniel Dubois in the 5th round. And, people are making all this speculation about Usyk had a party the night before the fight and this, that, and the third. Look, that's your problem. That's your problem. You about to fight a rematch for the Undisputed Championship of the world, and you have a party. That's on you. That's on you. A lot of things that's in your control that you can control, you got to control. You know what I mean? But they got in the ring, and to me, Usyk looked unbelievable. You know what I mean? His punch placement, his movement, everything he did in that fight was just textbook A1. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Those two fights, I'm not going to lie. I don't care what y'all say about their opponents. I don't care what you, as a fighter, you have a job to do. And in that fight, Usyk did his job, just like in the fight that I spoke on previous. Gary Russell Jr. did his job. Textbook. You know what I mean? Oh, I mean, Daniel Dubois kept loading up, kept lunging, kept reaching, and each and every time he did it, Usyk kept catching him. So I was just like, man, this is not going to go well. And I was hoping that, you know, at least he will hold up enough so it won't get him out of there. But, you know, Usyk got him out of there, 5th round knockout, 3rd time undisputed, two different weight classes undisputed. Pound for pound, Usyk should be number 1. Usyk should be on your pound for pound number 1 list. If he not, that's fine, but he is on mine. Alexander Usyk is the number 1 pound for pound fight in all of boxing to me. I thought that for a while. I said that a couple of years ago. People said I was crazy, but that's fine. It's nothing against Monster anyway. Nothing against Bud. They both the truth. But Usyk, man, listen, man, he went up there. He beat AJ twice, Tyson Fury twice. I'm one of the people who was skeptical of the first Daniel Dubois fight, but he came back. He ran it back. He righted the ship. Got it done. He checked all the boxes. You know, people want to see if he want to hang around and fight a couple more people. I don't think he owes anything, man. If I'm Usyk, man, I'm taking all my money, my belts. I'm getting up out of here. Maybe Joseph Parker, but he don't really need it. Maybe, you know what I mean? You know, people trying to dig up people. Man, well, maybe he need to fight. No, man. He did his thing. He did his thing, man. And where I rank him amongst the best, amongst the greats, yeah, I rank him top 5. Top 5. Well, he only fought 3 people, 4 or 5 people at heavyweight. You know, he wasn't a career heavyweight. But I'm not gonna hold that against him being able to be undisputed, and nobody saw this coming. Everybody, when the whole undisputed talk of this division first came about, or during the recent times, it was between Fury, Wilder, and AJ. And this dude came out of nowhere and swept the nation. You know what I mean? I got Bivol in my top 3. Bivol in the top 3. Bivol in the top. You know what? He got an argument. Y'all gonna be mad at me, and please don't call me a hater. Please don't call me a hater. But right now, all right, pound for pound, I got Usyk number 1. I got Bivol number 2. Then I'm gonna go with Monster anyway. I'm gonna put Monster anyway and Bud at a tie. I can't separate the two. But my top 2 is gonna be Bivol. It's gonna be Bivol and Usyk. I thought Bivol better be the first time. I'm stand on that, but I'm also stand on the fact that that man went in there with the hardest puncher in boxing and went 24 rounds with him. You know what I mean? And kept it pushing. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, that's gonna be my top 4. Who number 5? I'm gonna leave it that alone. I'm gonna leave the list alone. I ain't gonna go no further. Those the top 4 I got right there. I'm gonna leave it there. Because I'm gonna get myself in trouble. I'll be running into these people. Now, let's get to Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao. I ain't gonna lie, I was not pleased with this fight. It was aight. And whether you thought Barrios won or whether you thought Pacquiao won, one thing I'm gonna say, Mario Barrios, all the love and everything I showed you over these years, I was high on you. You lost it all in that night. You cannot look like that against a 46-year-old. I don't care who the 46-year-old is. You cannot look like that. You know what I mean? You cannot look like that. All in all, whether you thought he won or not, I didn't care. I'm cool with the draw because I didn't think neither one of them deserved to win. But to look like that against a 46-year-old, man, it's bad. You know, but shout out to Mario Barrios. He was able to get he's landed himself some very lucrative big time fights. So I'm gonna give it to Mario Barrios. Like I say, he had the Tank fight, and he came back with the Keith Thurman fight. Then he had the Ugas fight. Then he was on the Jake Paul card. Then he got Manny. So he's had his opportunities, but nah, that was bad look for me. I was turned off by that. Look, man, this is the problem I got with a lot of these young fighters, man. You get opportunities like this. I'm not saying go out there and be reckless. I'm not saying going out there and, try to be something you're not, but your skill set, you should have been able to easily shut Manny down. You ain't got to knock him out, but you should have been able to shut him down. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, that was just a bad look for Mario Barrios. But however you scored the fight, don't make a difference. It was a dud to me. Coming up next, this weekend, Clarissa Shields is back in the ring against Laney Daniels, defending her undisputed title. Hold on, y'all in the chat. What y'all want to talk about? It's boxing talks. What's on your mind? I got some hot stuff coming. I'm gonna get to the Clarissa Shields $15 million offer to Layla Ali. We're gonna get to the Roy Jones versus Floyd Mayweather. What y'all want to talk about though? Talk to me. But yeah, we're gonna get to that. But while we on Shields, yes. Layla Ali after the Jake Paul card, Layla Ali said that, if somebody was to offer her $15-20 million, she would consider coming back to fight Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields then goes get with her team. Woo! Which girl? Because he said he don't want Junior. No matter what Junior did, he want Antoine. That's what he said. I would love like this. I would love either one of these fights. I prefer Gary Jr. to fight him. I think that'll be, I think that's, do it for the DMV. You feel me? Do it for the DMV. And do it in the DMV. We got action. You know what I mean? He said Antoine too strong for him. Here's the thing. I didn't ask Twan about this when I talked to him. Was it yesterday I talked to Twan? What up? I talked to Twan about it, but after I talked to him, he said Gary might mess his bag up, might mess Lamont bag up. But see, if he was to fight Twan, right? Because y'all know the fight I always wanted, regardless of what they was doing in their career, the fight I always wanted was Antoine and Tank. So if fighting Lamont can get us that fight, if he willing to travel to 140, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna tell Twan, none of that one, we're not coming to 135. If you want to come to 140, let's get it. But I prefer him to fight Gary Jr. I think that'd be a great fight. Jr. look sharp. Jr. look good. I think that's a good fight. Lamont and Gary Russell Jr. is a good fight. It's fireworks. That's a good fight. Good scrap. You know what I mean? Of course, I picked Gary Jr. We ain't got to ask for anybody to ask me. I'm going with Gary Jr. I know, but listen to me. But if fighting him can get the Tank fight, I'm with it. You know what I mean? Hey Lee, I'm always looking for what's most beneficial to my boys. Not, I got love for Lamont Senior. We all, but y'all know who my peoples is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if that can get the Tank fight, well, and he say he want it, come get it. You know what I mean? Come get that. We got action in the DMV. I hope, long as he fight one of them. I'm all good. I'm all for it. We can do it in the DMV. At the furthest I'm going for 2 fighters in the DMV is Brooklyn. We can go to Brooklyn again, but I'd rather do it here. We can go back to Brooklyn. What y'all think about Usyk? What he did in his fight? You know what I mean? What y'all think about Usyk and what he did in his fight? And a lot of people asking me, do I put him above Ali? I don't put anybody above Ali. I don't put nobody above Ali. No. I don't think it's a heavyweight alive in this right now that could do nothing with Ali. I'm never putting nobody above Ali. Now, hey, we can debate a whole lot of other people. He not one of them. You know what I'm saying? And what y'all think? Hold on, why I got y'all here? I'm gonna come back to Clarissa, but what y'all think about the Roy Jones Floyd Mayweather thing, man? Like Roy is adamant. He's adamant. Usyk's IQ is too much for these dudes, and he got sneaky. Yeah, man. Listen, he was smart, bro. Well, why people when Usyk was over there training, like doing the thing with the wall, he was bulking up. You know what I'm saying? He got his frame bigger, but he kept his fluidity about him, man. And like I say, his punch placement is crazy. I mean, listen, Dubois was on a little knockout run. He was on a little knockout run, and he came in there with a game plan, thinking if he landed one big shot, he could get Usyk out of there. And Usyk was ready for that. Not in this one, though, bro. But not in this one. Not in this situation, right? I mean, people go back and forth over the years, but bro, Roy been on one, bro. Like Roy out here on everybody's platform. He done been on like 4 different platforms. Bow, bow, bow. You know. None of Floyd fight was 50-50. That's not his fault. That's not his fault. You know what I mean? Listen. This how I look at fighters, right? When you was out there, the people that said that was the best in the weight class you was in or the best of your era, did he fight them? Yes, he did that. He did that. Roy did too. Roy did too. You know what I mean? Roy did too. You know what I mean? The best in Roy era was James Toney and Bernard Hopkins. He fought them. He fought them. Floyd benefited from great matchmaking. He said my government name. Fought them when they was already wild. Nah. I can't buy that one. I can't go with that. Because here's the thing. I get it. I know why I get it. But let me see. Corrales wasn't washed up. 33-0, 27 knockouts. Both of them was 23. Ricky Hatton, 44-0, wasn't washed up. Canelo was 23, and he was 37. See, on his way out the game, the face of boxing fought the guy that was going to be the next face of boxing and beat him. Like everybody's about to get together on September to see if Terrence Crawford can beat a guy that Floyd Mayweather already washed. Pretty Boy had some competitive fights, but when Floyd bought himself out his deal, that's when the fight was handpicked. But I'm asking you something. I hear what you're saying, but how do you handpick a 44-0 fighter? You know what I'm saying? How do you handpick somebody that's 44-0 and top of their weight class? You know what I mean? When he fought Ricky Hatton, he was 43-0. When he fought Canelo, he was 44-0. Now, after Canelo, anything else don't matter. You know what I mean? Y'all got to remember, this man was around for 2 decades. But he had 44 fights. He had 44 fights. He was green, but he had 44 fights, and he was a unified world champion. You know what I mean? That fight was a good film. Yeah. All I'm saying is, I get it, Roy, but you doing too much, bro. You doing too much, Roy. Roy, you doing too much. Both of them, my guys. Both of them, my guys. I got nothing but love for both of them. You know what I mean? At one point in time, both of them was two of my favorite fighters. But I don't know, man. I mean, he going. I mean, like I'm saying, he going on platform after platform after platform after platform. And then he really mad when Floyd put up the video of him watching him get knocked out. That really, you know, no Paul Regals or Margarita or Manny. He was clipping people. Manny? You talking about Manny when he was on them powder pellets? When he was on them pellets? Once people start talking about them drug tests, notice how all of a sudden the knockout stopped. I ain't being funny. Like I said, and if I'm a betting man, Saturday night, I think he hit one of them jugs. That's just me. It's just me. No disrespect, but it's just me. I think Manny had one of them jugs before he got in the ring Saturday. But now Paul Williams is my guy. Me and Paul Williams used to be in the same gym back in the day. Me and Paul Williams years ago. Me and Paul Williams was in the same gym. And Paul Williams would tell you himself. He took the fight out. They took it. Oh, so you've been listening to the Floyd. But hold on. Wait a minute. Is that's when the fight happened, or that's when Manny realized he had no choice but to take the offers that was sent him? You know? Yeah. All right, man. This one time, we're gonna have to disagree. Because, like I said, man, I hold that fighter in high regard. You know, both of them. I hold both of them in high regard. But yeah, now that's the one. Now listen, I did say this. Back to Paul Williams. I did say this, and I remember telling Paul this too. If Paul Williams could have kept himself on the straight narrow before that Castagnino fight and whatever fight happened, if he could have kept his up, I believe he was the one fighter that I would have picked against Floyd. I realized that all the big fights get made when one fighter is old and one. But how? Hatton wasn't washed up. Canelo wasn't washed up. Now how are we gonna say, oh yeah, that's true. Now big fights nowadays are let down. That's true. That's true. That's because, and you know what that is though? That's because boxing has always been one of them sports where hype overrules skills and status. You know what I mean? That's the law of the land now. You know what I mean? Like right now, let's be honest. This is the craziest thing ever. Let's say Layla Ali. That's true. You dead on with that. Because let's think about this. Let's say Layla Ali said yes to Clarissa Shields' offer, right? Let's say Layla Ali says yes. Layla Ali has not been in a boxing ring in almost 18 years. Layla Ali is about to be 47 years old. By the time the fight get made, she would not have. She would have been out of the ring for a full 18 years, and that would be the highest grossing women's fight in the history of women's sports. No woman has made $15 million, $20 million in one night ever in no sport. They talking about doing this fight at Cowboy Stadium. You know what I mean? I hope she don't accept the fight. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't, but I do. I don't. For the sake of the sport and the competitiveness, because I know what's going to happen. Hey, what's up, man? Where you at, Sean? I agree. Shout out to my man, shout out to my man, Coach Sean, Norfolk Boxing, you know, Norfolk his squad and all that, man. Also, let me shout out my man, Coach Ron, who y'all seen on here multiple times too. You know, he was in the corner with Shakur, and then last Saturday he was in the corner of his fight, and I don't want to say his name wrong, not Nashon, whatever. You know what I mean? But hey, listen, back to the thing. I agree. I think Clarissa at this point will definitely hurt Layla. I love you, Layla. I do. I love it. I'm sorry. But I think Clarissa will hurt her. But that's the part of me I don't want to see. I don't want the fight to happen because I don't want to see an old fighter who in legendary status come back just to, y'all know what happens. But for the fact that they can change the landscape of women's sports, because y'all know I'm an advocate for women's sports. Y'all know I'm an advocate for women's sports. I cover women's boxing as well as the male's boxing. Y'all know I cover the WNBA. So I've always been a big component for women's sports my whole life. This is not something I just jumped up and started doing. I've always been an advocate for women's sports. So if Layla coming back can get them in Cowboy Stadium, making 15, 20 million, man. You might got to do it. You know what I mean? Especially when you the one that bought it up. I mean, yeah, I don't want to see it happen. But I do. I don't, but I do. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be all up in the hype and all up in the festivities. Yeah, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I'm going. Credentials and all that. I'm going. But I don't want to see the fight. I want to see the hype. I want to see the spectacle. I want to see them get paid. I want to see a united front. I'm going to talk to all my WNBA girls and say, y'all need to be in the building to support. But I don't want to see the fight. There's nothing you can convince me to tell me to think that somebody that ain't fought in 18 years is going to be the active current world champion. It'll be the best thing to happen at Cowboy State in a while. Oh, okay. You know what though? But see, you shouldn't say that because two things, right? Two things. I've been taking up for your man real heavy, Mr. Hurts. I check my last video. I've been taking up for your man real heavy. You know what I mean? Because I'm a Cowboy fan. Yes, I'm a Cowboy fan. But I do not like the disrespect that these people are on these platforms giving Jalen Hurts. So I'm going to give you that. See what I'm saying? You shouldn't be dissing me. I'll be holding you down. But let me be clear about you. That first game of the season, y'all got that. That first game of the season, y'all got that. But when we play y'all later on in the season in Dallas, belt. I stand 10 toes. Contrary to what everyone say, he's proven 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000%. The hate is crazy. You know what I mean? 1,000%. 1,000%. He proven. Like I said, to me, I'm sorry. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say it again. For y'all not gonna like this, and I want them to come for me. I'm gonna make sure I make a reel of this next statement. All y'all that keep running down on me about Mr. Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts is better than him. Josh Allen, he's better than him. Jaden Daniels is a rookie. I'll leave him out of this. He was a rookie last year. Let him grow. Let him learn and grow. That young man, the truth, let him grow. But them other dudes, he's better than them. I don't want to hear it. I don't care about your stats. I don't care about your glory runs. It's about what you do when the lights come on. That man gets it done when the lights come on. He got a chip, Super Bowl MVP. We're moving on. That back to boxing. Talk to me in the comment section. What y'all want to talk about? You know what I mean? We can talk. Yeah, no question. No, he's better than them, man. He's better than them. It's about what happens when the lights come on. Your praise should be as loud as your criticism. I do that in every sport. It's just like with Usyk. A prime example. I was critical of Usyk. He shut me up. Now I praise him like I criticized him. See what I'm saying? He shut me up. Your praise should be as loud as your criticism. When you critical of somebody and they prove you wrong, you like Monster Inouye. I was critical of Monster Inouye in the beginning. I was like, man, I don't see it. I see it now. You know what I'm saying? I see it now. So yeah, you got it. Look, man. I was one of the few. I picked Earl. I had to eat crow. I had to eat crow. Nothing. I was never no Terrence Crawford hater. I was never no Terrence Crawford hater. But I did pick Earl. I was wrong. He got spanked. I had to get a man that spanked him his due. You know what I'm saying? It happens. You know what I mean? It happens. But your praise should be as loud as your criticism, bro. I sat back and I watched all these experts talk so bad about this boy last year and before the playoffs, all through the season. He ain't this, he ain't that. He's not gonna do this. If he do X, Y, Z, then I'll give him his props. Well, he did X, Y, and Z, so give him his props. That's simple. You can't lay something out. You can't tell me go run 6 miles and go to McDonald's, get an egg McMuffin, and then come back and I do that and then say that the food ain't good enough. Nah, man. The man did what you said to do. Y'all said if he can win, if they shut down Saquon Barkley in the NFC Championship game, what can he do? He threw bombs all up and down the field. 50 burgers. No disrespect, Commanders. 50 burgers. But yeah, man. Let me see if I finish my list, man. I told you I wasn't gonna be in here long. Let me see if I finish my list. We talked about Roy, talked about Carissa, I finished my list. I finished my list, man. Hey, did I get to everything? I think I did. But man, appreciate y'all, man. I'll be back on here Saturday. We'll be back in here Saturday. During the day, we're going to talk about, boxing, WNBA, NFL. We're going to get into all of that good stuff. And then you'll see me covering the Mystics versus the Seattle Storm later on that evening. And then we're going to keep it popping, man. You know what I mean? Salute. Appreciate y'all for stepping in. Listen, we got some stuff coming up soon. This weekend at the Black Eye Media Room, we have a chili, not a chili cook-off, but we having a cook-off, a barbecue cook-off. You know what I mean? 6813, 6811, Cool Ridge Drive, Temple Hills, Maryland. Y'all can come through. For those in the DMV, you can come through. You can get you some food, fun, vendors. You know what I mean? Also, you can also check out, the facility. You can see, the wonderful in studio, place that we got where the magic happens and all that, man. We got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. Of course, I got the Russell brothers coming through, Sugar Ray Leonard coming through. We got some stuff going on, man. So if you have not done so, please, everybody, I'm begging with you, like and subscribe to the Let's Talk Sports, y'all. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, man. We got some stuff popping on. I got so much stuff that I still ain't even posted yet, y'all. I got content on top of content that I just got to find. I need me a secretary or somebody or some type of assistant to come through and just go through my phone and just start posting, man. Because like I said, I got so much content that I still ain't even posted yet. That's not me trying to flex. Please. I'm in love with, what I do. It's not me trying to flex or nothing like that. Please, I don't know nobody say that, but I do. I got all kinds of content that I still got to post. You know what I mean? I got to find time to post. You know what I mean? But y'all be blessed. Salute.